Let's look at the ArchiCAD interface. So first of all, at the top of the screen we have our menus. So File, which is quite similar to every other program, Edit, Select All, but we also have a lot of other options, for example locking, moving, aligning, and so on. Under the View menu, there's a lot of our viewing options, our snapping, putting a grid or tracing through other objects. We have our design elements, our document elements, we have our options, teamwork if we're using it, and our window menu. So the window menu is where you can hide all your palettes and toolbars, or you can show all of those palettes and toolbars. You can also turn on or off the toolbars and palettes. We have a look here at our toolbars. You can see we have 3D visualization, which is turned off. The mini navigator is turned on though. Simple 3D. So if we have a look at some of these, let's turn on 3D visualization. There's my 3D visualization window. Now you'll notice that some of these tools are repeated, or some of these options are repeated. So that one there, the 3D cutaway, is also repeated there. Let's put that away. If we lose a palette, we can come to here and find the palette that we're looking for. So one of the palettes we use quite a lot is the info palette. That's this info box here, and it's important for you to keep that info box somewhere on your screen. This is my info box just through here. If I grab hold of that bar at the end and move it, there's my info box. It doesn't show much at the moment, but if I create an object, it'll show the object that I have selected. So I need to select an object. There it is. Now this is showing the features of the object that is selected. So it's showing the tile grid that I've got. So if I want to change that to a plain fill, for example, at the moment it's controlling the look of that object that's selected. If I click away from that object and deselect it and go back to my fill tool, you'll notice that my info box is showing me the options for the next fill that I create. So it's not showing me the fills of the object that's already drawn, it's the next one that I make. This is my layer, so we can put this on a specific layer if it's finishes, and we can have default settings here, which has got the pen, and this is the pen for the fill. So here we've got the foreground pen and the background pen. There's our layer at the bottom. So that's our info box. We can move it to different locations, so sometimes I have it over that side, which is quite handy. If you've got another screen, you can grab that info box, there's the bar at the top, and you can move that onto another screen. Let's bring it back, and we'll put it back there. So that's our info box there. This is our project map. We have here our project map, our view map, and our layout book. So what we tend to do is we tend to model using our project map. So this gives us our roof, or moving between different stories of the building. The saved views, or the view map, this sets up our drawing to present it in a specific way, turning things on or off, turning stories on or off, turning layers on or off. The layout book is where we create drawings. So for example, if we had a finished project, we have a site plan for that project, a ground floor plan, and so on. So these are our layouts, or our sheets, if you like. And if you're used to AutoCAD, you might know this as paper space. So if you're from AutoCAD, model space and paper space. Over here we have our tool palette. This is our design tool palette, so it's got all of our designing type options: walls, windows, beams, stairs, roof, morph, mesh, and so on. We have our documentation options: dimensions, text, fill, polyline, drawing tool, and so on. And we have more, so grid element, map tool, hotspot, camera tool. So those are our tools. Now you may notice that there are some tools that you might be looking for that are not there, things like mirror, flip, and so on. They tend to work in a slightly different way. So if I select that object and then I click back on that object, now you'll see that I've got tools like mirror, rotate, move or drag, duplicate or multiply. I can change the edge, I can add a new node to it, I can curve an edge, I can offset the edges, I can offset all the edges, I can offset one edge to make a fixed area. I can add a little bit, or I can subtract a little bit. So this is called the pet palette, and it turns up at certain times. So it doesn't always turn up, and it doesn't always turn up in the same way. So for example, you'll notice that the pet palette's not there. I've got to click again for it to turn up. So let's do that again. So I'll click on that corner, and you'll notice I've now got different options. So I can still add or subtract, but I also have a new one. This one here, the chamfer or fillet. So just look out for that pet palette. You have to select an object, then you have to click back on that object, and now I've clicked in the middle of it. You'll notice the pet palette shows me different options. So I can rotate it, drag it, multiply it, or mirror it, but I can't edit, or I can't drag an edge, I can't fillet the corner, and so on. So it really depends where you click on your object. If you click on that edge, you'll get one option. If you click in the middle, you get different options. If you click on the corners, you'll get different options. This is a fundamental part of the ArchiCAD interface, this pet palette and the way that you click on objects to edit them. Down the bottom, we've got our zoom options. This is our current zoom, our scale. This is the layer combinations. We'll use this to create drawings. Our structure, our pen set, model view options, zones, our renovation, and that is the interface for ArchiCAD.